You need to watch this situation very, very carefully. So, guys, as some of you might not know, there's a new mysterious disease coming out of the Democratic Republic of Congo in Africa. This is like the third, fourth, or 100th disease within the last year or two that's mysterious coming out of the Democratic Republic of Congo. It seems like that's been the center of a lot of so-called new diseases. Now, this disease is pretty interesting because it's killing people within hours of being or coming in contact with it or being sick. 48 hours after they display symptoms, if I'm not mistaken, they pass away. Their symptoms display that of Ebola and Marsburg, but it's neither of the two. They think it's something new. This, guys, again, is very interesting because in the articles, they make the connection that Trump pulled the United States out of the World Health Organization bullshit, whatever their nonsense is, he pulled them out of. So, of course, they try to connect the two. And then in the article, a couple articles, they go, the United States is in danger from pulling out of the World Health Organization. This is why I say you need to follow this one carefully because I could see them starting some nonsense. If this thing spreads, they're going to turn around and blame Trump for it because he pulled away from WHO. Now, WHO, guys, is just another organization that controlled the United States and other countries as they do with their nonsense and their bullshit. But the fact that they made that connection in the article and then they turn around and go, the United States citizens are at risk. We're at risk for a lot of things. That is not one of them. Now, being that this disease seems to be moving pretty fast, because, again, you get sick, you're dead in 48 hours. Now, the fatality rate as of right now stands at, it's either 12.9 or 12.3%. That's really high. That's considerably high. 2 kids, again, state in an article, 2 kids passed away because they ate a bat carcass. What is it with these fucking people eating bats? They didn't learn from the Chinese, and they're still doing this shit. Not the point. The point, guys, is that something is going on in Africa and something is going on in Congo because it seems like there's a new something every week coming out of there. And I think, this is just my conspiracy theory now, I think that Democratic Republic of Congo is a testing ground for new diseases. Now, they keep saying mysterious in a lot of these titles. They might know what it is. They might not know what it is. But I find it weird that every week is a mysterious new disease, yet a couple of weeks later or a week after they tell us about it, they find out that it's some disease that's been around for, years or whatever it is. So I think they're just trying to start some shit. I think they're trying to start, and especially Trump's in office, they probably want to start some new pandemic to blame him. Which sort of doesn't make sense because you screw the world over by doing something like that. Nonetheless, this is starting in Africa, so this is something that you get to watch and watch it grow. Now, they didn't say anything about human-to-human contact, but 50 people are sick, and out of those 50 people, they said 12% are dead, which doesn't make any sense. Or it had a 12% fatality rate. They didn't say how many exactly died. So keep that in mind when you follow this story because it looks like more people are going to pass away. Now, you also have to take into account, this is the big one, when it comes to African countries, you have to keep into account that they don't have the same medical treatments that we do here. So they could be dying over some lack of medical care, lack of medical technology. So that's also something to consider. I know a lot of times they're like, oh, these people died because again, there's various reasons why a disease like that will spread in Africa is because they don't have the same medical treatment, the same medical equipment, the same medicines that we do here. And a lot of the medicines take forever to get to a lot of those small towns and or cities in the middle of nowhere in the middle of Africa. So you always have to keep that in the back of your head when you do when you read about these kind of mysterious diseases, because again, if they had the proper medical system, they probably wouldn't have this many people passing away. Keep in mind, people over there pass away from malaria. They pass away from the flu because they just don't have the medicines and things like that to help them out. So also keep that always, not also, but always keep that in the back of your head. A lot of these small places don't have the same kind of medical system and or treatment that we have in first world countries like the United States, Russia, China, things like that, places like that, excuse me. So again, just put it on your radar. Don't panic. Don't start fucking screaming and crying. I don't think this is anything to be worried about. This is something to put on your radar, but it's also something to note in case it gets out of control and they want to blame Trump for pulling out of the World Health Organization. Sort of like a terrorist tactic. Oh yeah? You gonna pull out of, you gonna pull away from the WHO? We're gonna set this shit on you. It could be that as well. It could be anything. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.